Because, when you started with your partner, you both did that presentation at the school and got inspired to kind of, get involved in this industry. And that's how Envision was created. So now that Envision has been created and these products are out there and people are using them, have you had that same sense of, has that spark resurfaced, that same spark that you experienced on day one? Do you still get that same spark when you see people using the
I think
product?
it transformed from a spark to like an all-consuming flame, to be honest,
Whew.
because I think that's the beauty of building products that have an impact, right? If I was building another delivery app that got you groceries in 10 minutes, I probably wouldn't have that level of satisfaction from the work that we do. But
Yeah.
I think, every single user of Envision is a story to marvel at, because I think, everyone has a different reason to use Envision, because, and every story, and sometimes they share their stories with us, right? And it's what really keeps us going during the good and bad times. We've had some rough times at Envision because of the pandemic. We've had rough times before, and every single time, I think it's going back to the users and the stories they share. We hear, for example, a mother who has been able to use the app to go ahead and help her kids with her homework for the very first time in her life. She's like, me as a mother can help my kids with my homework because the app has made the world more accessible for me. Or we have like a 60-year-old woman who's used the glasses to be able to read the mail that she gets from her home without waiting for her husband to come back and help her read it, and that made a huge difference to her sense of confidence. And she can read Christmas greeting cards that her grandchildren send her without having to depend on someone else to do that work for her, right? We've had people
Yeah.
in India who use the Envision app on their phone to basically, pass examinations and get jobs, right? They're some of the first
Yeah.
graduates in their family, who've passed these really difficult bank exams with the help of the Envision app, on a $50 smartphone, right? And I think there's so many innumerable stories that come to Envision every single day of just people being impacted by the work that we do. And we have a channel on Slack, and we put all the stories that people share about Envision from across the web over there. Or sometimes they really write to us and express, and we constantly put it there. And my goal in life is to make sure that that channel is like, it's always has stories. It's always pinging people to the point where people feel like, okay, I need to mute this channel on Slack because it's just getting too spammy, right? That's where I want to get to with Envision. And it's transformed from a spark to this all consuming flame. And it's what keeps me going. I mean, I really don't care how long I work in a day, or how many hours I put into this thing, because it's
I'm sure it's 7 days a week,
yeah,
I
I mean,
bet.
it's always on. But I feel like there's a very massive sense of fulfillment that comes from doing this. I think we've been asked by some potential investors in the past to say, okay, why are you guys spending your time in this field where you cannot make a lot of money, but you take the same technology that you have, just repurpose it, and then put it in a different field, and all of a sudden you're making like 100 times the amount of money. And we've always steered away from those kind of people, because we believe that what we're building is most importantly needed for people with a visual impairment, and not for other industries, or maybe other industries at some point in the future. But I think first and foremost, it has its biggest impact and biggest value for people with a visual impairment.
Well, yeah, I appreciate you operating that way because you don't have to, because you are your own person, you have your own talents. So I just want to say from me personally that I appreciate you operating that way and putting your talents towards these types of products, and I'm sure the visually impaired community's thankful for you as well. Um, but yeah, I love what Envision's doing, and I'm sure it makes it all the hard work worthwhile when you hear those stories